Cryptocurrency markets were absolutely rocked this weekend. Now it all started on, it all started on Thursday. The price action started on Friday, but it all started on Thursday when China decided that they're going to have some monopoly over rare earth minerals and magnets and all of these other things, and they're going to limit exports on every country in the world. And Trump said that this is coming out of nowhere. So you know what? You're going to get an additional 100% tariff on everything that you export to the United States. Well, now they're in discussions again. Now they're fighting again. Now everybody's worried again about trade concerns and a global economic crisis and all of this. Well, we've seen this play out before. Guys, this is the exact same, literally, these are the exact same talks that we were going through 6-7 months ago at the beginning of 2025. We made it through. Not only do we make it through, it's been very beneficial for the United States, and we saw massive price increases. Now with the uncertainty, we've got major price declines. As a matter of fact, such declines that we are seeing some of the worst liquidations in history. We're going to talk about the numbers, we're going to talk about Shiba Inu coin, and if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. And as you can see, Shiba Inu coin's burn rate crashes 99% as crypto sees the largest liquidation event ever in history. Now, it's not just Shiba Inu coin that's getting hit, right? It's sentiment. We're sitting at a level of 31 fear. Altcoin season, because altcoins got hit so much harder than Bitcoin, altcoin season has disappeared back to a level of 34. The average RSI now for cryptocurrency is in oversold territory at 32. And this is not just another blip in the market, right? This is not just some sort of a tiny little dip buy opportunity and so on. This is the largest liquidation event in crypto's history. Billions of dollars liquidated, right? This is leverage liquidation too. These guys aren't going to get this back. So if you look at the prices right now, down from where we were over the last 7 days, 9%, 15%, 20%. Altcoins are basically down between 20 and 40% in a lot of cases. So this is something that we're not going to be able to recover from overnight, but as the trade concerns are lifted, as the negotiations push on, we are going to see a recovery. Now, until then, right, don't live in fear, okay? Understand the market. And if you need reference, just go back a few months to when we were in the exact same situation that we're in right now. But to know the numbers and to know, exactly what's going on, it's going to give you a little bit of power. It's going to give you a little bit of decision-making abilities. It says over the last 24 hours, a massive $19.38 billion was liquidated in positions, which CoinGlass described as the largest liquidation event in crypto history. A total of 1,674,361 traders were liquidated. And I had some leverage positions on KCEX. Those were obviously liquidated. Was not a $203 million position. But nonetheless, I contribute to this number right here. Okay, I'm sure there are people watching this video to contribute to this number right here. That's part of the game when it comes to playing with leverage. It says the largest single liquidation order was on Hyperliquid, and it was an Ethereum USDT position valued at $203 million. Guys, that is absolutely devastating. I don't know who had that position open, but that is a lot of money to be liquidated on. Because when you're liquidated on leverage, right, if you owned $203 million worth of Ethereum, or let's say you owned, I don't know what the exact numbers would have been, $800 million worth of Ethereum, and it came down 25% like it did, you can sit and you lost $203 million. You can simply sit on that position forever and allow it to go back up in value. But when you're liquidated on leverage, right, they close it out. Your margin called. And you don't have the opportunity to watch that rise in value again. So these are devastating numbers. Now, it goes on to say that Coinbase director Connor Grogan said this was one of the craziest drops that he's ever seen and one of the worst altcoin flash crashes since FTX collapsed in 2022. The percentages may not have been the same, but it was more value or higher value because the cryptocurrency market has grown so much since then. Now, Shiba Inu coin, it's struggling right now like the rest of the market is. It says according to Shiba Inu or SHIB burn, SHIB's burn rate fell 99% with just 69,000 Shiba Inu coin burn. See, here's the thing. SHIB dropped to about 600 points per coin, depending on where you look at it. What did it drop to on KCEX here? I know on some exchanges it dropped to about 600 points per coin. Yeah, KCEX, 600 points per coin. Now, some people were able to go out there and buy. On this major dip, they were able to go out there and buy Shiba Inu coin. Excellent. But this sort of price action, right, this major sell-off and now the recovery that needs to come afterwards is not going to leave investors excited. It's going to leave investors exactly what we're seeing, fearful. So we have a decision to make. Do we feed into the fear, or do we buy when others are fearful and sell when others are greedy? Look, I'm still excited about the cryptocurrency market despite everything that is going on. I continue to accumulate. One of the places that I am buying is the KCEX exchange. Guys, got a link for that down in the description if you want. These you're not going to find a cheaper exchange. 0% maker, 0% taker fees on meme coins. 0.01% taker on altcoins and Bitcoin there. You can trade on up to 75x leverage if you want. And we know, right, it has been a devastating, essentially 48 hours here. But this could be, and I don't know if it will be or not, but this could be literally the best buy opportunity that we have ever seen. This is a major flash crash. And why do I say it's an opportunity? Because we have seen this before, guys. We have lived through the trade concerns just a couple of months ago. And we saw how it played out. It played out fantastic, not only for the United States, but for markets worldwide. I believe the same thing will play out again. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.